What is up, guys? It's your boy Andrew Boon here, and as you already know, Blackmagic just released a new camera and they're calling it the Blackmagic Design Pocket Cinema Camera 6K Pro. Initial impressions of the camera? Well, it looks hella chunky. But as we dive a little deeper, it seems to be a really pimped out Pocket 6K. The original Pocket 6K is an amazing camera and honestly one of the best bang for your buck cameras you can possibly get in terms of image quality. I actually own one myself and I've loved using it over the past year, but honestly there were a lot of things about it that really bothered me in terms of ergonomics and usability. It seems that with the new Pro version, all of that has been rectified and things are on the up and up. Blackmagic is pricing the new Pro version of the camera at $500 more than the original, so it's $2,500 instead of $2,000. What are you actually getting with that extra $500 and is it worth it? In terms of image quality, everything is exactly the same because they're using the same sensor. The only thing I can think of would be the new color science. The new Pocket 6K Pro comes with the new Gen 5 color science built in. For previous 4K and Pocket 6K owners, you can actually access the Gen 5 color science, but it does take an extra step. In DaVinci Resolve, you're going to have to change the color science from Gen 4 to Gen 5. But this is only temporary because in about a month, Blackmagic will be releasing a new and free firmware update that updates the previous Blackmagic cameras to the Gen 5 color science. So ultimately, that means the color science is also the same. It seems that all of the differences with the original Pocket 6K versus the Pocket 6K Pro all revolve around usability and ergonomics. Now let's talk about what has to be my favorite thing about the new Pocket Pro version, and that's the inclusion of built-in ND filters. I feel like that in itself for me is worth the upgrade because honestly, it's such a pain to be working with filters and filter threads and step-up rings and step-down rings all the time, and this kind of solves that problem. Now you don't have to carry any of that with you. Another huge benefit of the built-in NDs are that they're just so convenient. I mean, honestly, for run and gun situations, once you have them built in, you really can't go back. So moving on with the upgrades. The original Pocket 6K was plagued by one massive issue, and that was definitely battery life. There's no point in having great image quality if you can only last about half. Mostly everyone that had the original Pocket 6K had to find third-party solutions as far as power and always had to rig it out. For example, this is mine, using a V-mount battery. This will last you all day, but it is really heavy. With the new Pocket 6K Pro, they've definitely improved that by changing the battery altogether. So the original used the Canon LP-E6 batteries, and the new Pro version uses the Sony NPF 570 batteries. According to Blackmagic, you're going to get about double the battery life. So instead of the 30 minutes on the LP-E6 battery, you're going to get about an hour on the Sony style battery. Along with that, they're releasing a brand new battery grip that allows you to have two Sony style batteries inside the grip and the one battery inside the camera body itself. So altogether, 3 batteries, 3 hours. This is by far an improvement, but as cinema cameras go, there are a lot of cameras out there that can run a lot longer. Next up, a brighter tilt screen. So the old Pocket 6K had a fixed screen that wasn't very bright and definitely was pretty hard to see in full sunlight. I'm glad to see Blackmagic including a brighter screen because now it shouldn't be an issue seeing it in bright daylight. Not only that, but they made it tiltable, so it's going to be awesome for those high and low angles. Personally for me, I always use an external monitor, so the new screen is great. I'm glad they included it, but it's not that big of an upgrade for me. It's not going to change the way I shoot. If the new screen isn't bright enough, Blackmagic is also offering an optional viewfinder that you can attach right on top of the camera. This is very cool to have the option for people that use it and want it, but for me, I never use the viewfinder anyway, and I always look at my external monitor with a hood. One other change that you're going to find on the body of the camera is that they've included an extra mini XLR port. I can see this coming in handy for many shooters, and honestly, the more inputs, the better. So that's everything when it comes to the brand new Pocket 6K Pro. I think Blackmagic did a great job addressing all the issues that were there with the original Pocket 6K. For me, I do wish that they did things a little differently in terms of the body style of the camera. The original Pocket 6K definitely is a little awkward. It's definitely chunky to hold, and the new one is by far chunkier and even weirder, I assume. It kind of reminds me of the C70 really. If they went with a little box style camera that you can mount and rig any way you want, that would have been great, but you can only ask for so much. As far as the inclusion of the extra mini XLR port, I do wish that instead of that, they actually included an SDI port instead. That would have been much more beneficial. Other than those two things, I think that the new Pocket 6K Pro is an amazing camera, and it's going to be a great tool for a lot of filmmakers out there. If you already own the original Pocket 6K and are wondering if you should upgrade to the new Pocket Pro version, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say you don't need to. You're gonna get the exact same image quality regardless which camera you have. And for all you original Pocket 6K owners, you've already found a way to get over all the issues that you had with the camera, including battery life and usability. But if you're a filmmaker that's just starting out or really wanting to invest in the next level of camera, I would say it is worth it to spend the extra $500 to get the Pro version. The internal NDs, the bigger battery, and the tilt screen. These are all welcomed additions, and honestly, as a filmmaker, those will be awesome tools to have. But that's it guys, I hope that was helpful. I plan to be pre-ordering the new Pocket 6K Pro myself so that I can compare the two cameras. And I think either way you go, it's gonna be a win-win. What are your thoughts on the camera? I'd love to hear what you have to say, so definitely leave that in the comment section below. And you know what to do. Make sure you like and subscribe to check out future videos to come. And other than that guys, that's all we got. It's a wrap.